Friends, in this video we are going to learn the carousel technique. We can see this is a soft cataract. Nuclear sclerosis is grade 1 or grade 1 plus, and there is a posterior subcapsular opacification. We can call this is a posterior subcapsular cataract. The main incision has been made on the posterior aspect of the limbus. We can see a little bit of oozing of blood, and this is good. The antechamber has been filled up with 2% hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose, and now this is a side port on the left side of the main incision, about 3 clock hours away. And now capsulorhexis. I'm going to use this Utrita forceps. The anticapsule is torn, a capsular tag is raised by the tip of the Utrita, and this capsular tag is guided anticlockwise all around to do a bit large rhexis. Size of this rhexis is about 5.75 or 6 millimeter. Now hydrodissection. 27 gauge cannula and BSS is being used for hydrodissection. Here it goes. And now hydrodelineation. Beautiful hydrodelineation. There's a beautiful bright golden ring in this case. Now visco to fill up the SE, and now is the time to introduce the phaco probe. And in this case we're going to see the carousel technique. The exposed part of the tip is this much. We don't need more in soft cataracts. And now some superficial cortical lens matter is removed. Before that, this nucleus has been mobilized nicely. And now see how the phaco needle has been placed. The nucleus rotates and gradually it gets aspirated, emulsified and aspirated in a very short time. This is real-time surgery. This is the epinuclear shell. It follows, and now we are left with this mass of cortical lens matter. Bit of SPMC, and now a 23 gauge Simcoe cannula is being used for removal of these cortex. And it is almost done. Now the subincisional cortex can be easily removed going through the side port, and in this case we have made only one side port, and it is done. Little bit of polishing of the posterior capsule has been done by the Simcoe itself. We can use the irrigating cannula of bimanual IA for polishing the posterior capsule just by the irrigating jet of fluid. And now in this case we are going to implant a hydrophilic acrylic single piece monofocal intraocular lens, and this is the cartridge. The lens is placed in the groove of the cartridge. It is folded in such a way the haptics should be inside. It should not be caught in the flap of the cartridge. And now is the time to implant the lens. This cartridge is wide bore And we need to enlarge the main wound little bit so that implantation of the lens becomes easier. And now hydroimplantation of the intraocular lens. The lens has gone in the capsular bag. Whatever viscose there in the lumen of the cartridge has come out by this time by irrigation. Just irrigation. This is moxifloxacin. And now the side port is closed by hydrating corneal stroma on either side of this stab incision. This is a totally unedited recording, and you are not missing anything. This is the final lavage of the anterior chamber. The anterior chamber is formed very nicely. Now the integrity of the wounds are checked. There should not be any leakage from any wound. And see the main wound. There is no leakage from the main wound. Few drops of moxie is applied over the cornea and the case is concluded. Thank you very much for your attention. Carousel technique is a nice technique for soft cataracts, particularly in grade 1 plus or grade 2 nuclear sclerosis.